What's going on, guys? It is a very, very windy day today, and it's supposed to get even windier here in the next couple of hours. So I took the liberty of doing a couple of things I want to share with y'all real quick. First of which is I ran an extension cord from the back of the RV, basically where the 50 amp is, right here, where I have my 30 amp cable that converts to a 50 amp, so it's 30 amp here, 50 amp on the back of the RV, and I had a cord right here that runs way over there, super small gauge, and I was kind of concerned that it wouldn't be able to provide the power I need to charge up the batteries on the RV, but I got everything kind of disconnected to make sure I'm using as little amperage as possible on the RV. And we're going to see how the batteries are doing and if we're able to charge them up. There we go. That's what I like to see. 100% charged. Awesome. Have 2.8 amps. 2.8 amps, 44.5 volts of solar. Very nice. That's exactly what I was hoping for. You know, my official channel sponsor, of course, is eTrailer.com right there. And, you know, occasionally some of the things that they offer are just super convenient. So if you ever see me work with the excavator, I have this little toolbox right here. And inside, I keep those tools, keep a little scale thing in there, some rags, and that right there. And unfortunately, stuff starts to rust pretty quickly inside of there. So they said, you know what, we got this cool bag that is water resistant. I'm not going to say it's waterproof, because it certainly doesn't seem to be waterproof, mainly because of the zipper, I suppose. But this would be a really cool bag to house all my tools. And I can throw this back inside there, and hopefully it'll protect them a bit. See if it's long enough. And the cool thing is, this thing's only like $21. Super affordable. Looks like everything will fit. And then this is super cool. There we go. And now I can throw this inside there without setting off the alarm. Close it up, and they're a little better protected. That bag is super cool, and it is a lot more robust than I thought it was going to be whenever I looked it up in the pictures, because it looks like a normal bag. But what's cool about that is, despite having tons and tons of bags from Milwaukee and Makita and DeWalt, whenever you buy a power tool, those bags are always, you know, big enough to carry the power tool and everything else. So they tend to be really tall, and they tend to use a wire kind of around the bottom so you can keep the shape. This one's really cool because it's super compact, collapsible, and it lets me carry tools like that without any problem, without the bag being too large. It's just like the perfect shape. So really like that. I'll put a link in the description if that's something you're looking for as well. So I don't know if you guys watched the video where I made the comment that I almost bought a Ford Maverick as kind of an ATV around the property, or a UTV, to be able to do jobs, little tasks, and carry my tools with me. But might as well use the Denali for that, because it's pretty much the same thing if you think about it, just a little bit bigger. So I have a bunch of plumbing supplies here in the back so I can make a repair. This should be a pretty quick little plumbing repair. I don't know if I showed you guys, but all of the fixtures into the little outside shower area that I made, yeah, it all cracked during the freeze. All of it, even the shower head cracked. So got all my plumbing equipment with me, and hopefully we can make this a pretty quick little repair. Okay, so yeah, again, all my fixtures cracked off. So that's all cracked right there. That's all cracked up there. That's all cracked right there. That's all cracked up there. I had the water turned off, but what I failed to do was drain the water out of the lines. So it's totally my fault. This thing survived. The splitter up here survived. All of the connections going into the shower down there broke. So it was a lot of damage to the plumbing out here. Let me show you inside of the shower. So this actually broke up here. This was a really cool kind of magnetic style shower head that this attached to that magnetically, but this piece right here again broke, so that no longer attaches. All of this stuff, every one of my fittings here cracked all the way down. That's all cracked right here. This fitting's cracked right here, or the valve. It's all broken, and yeah, have to replace all of this stuff. So I'm gonna take this opportunity to actually simplify this a little bit. I'm gonna cut this piece off right here, or at least open it up, and then I'll just tack it behind just so I have easier access to all of this. But kind of disappointing, to be honest with you, because these things aren't cheap, and shower heads aren't cheap, and all this stuff essentially now needs to be fixed. Look at that. Even the lower shower head for your feet broke off. So yeah, I'm going to start to get all this stuff fixed up. Okay, so I have the old assembly removed. You can see kind of a closer look at how all this stuff split and broke. Look at that. It's crazy. This stuff withstands 400 PSI, I believe. Schedule 40 pipe. 600 PSI. Just to show you how strong water can be and how easily it can break stuff. So, not all the PVC is bad though, so I can probably cut some pieces out of this if I need to use some of it for scrap. So I have both 3/4 inch and 1/2 inch PVC right here, and I got all my fittings that I need right here. Okay, so all done. Let's take a look at it. Still have to kind of clip this back in place. I was able to actually reuse this piece right here because it hadn't cracked, and I just coupled it in right there. I changed it around a little bit that I kind of regret I did now. So before I had this piece coming out further, and I had that valve up here. And part of my brain was like, why did you do that? And then when I installed it this way with the valve down here, I realized why I did that, because I could run the shower up here independently of this. So now if I open up this valve, it's going to turn on this sprayer right here. I have it just barely open. And I need that valve open to run this valve up here, which again, it's just barely open, but you kind of get the idea. And that's kind of the problem with it now, is I don't have it set up in a way that's super convenient for running one at a time. So yeah, I kind of wish I had put that one right there, but it still works out the same. Really, all you have to do is keep this one shut off if you want to run this one by itself. But then if you only want to run this one up here, you have to physically turn this collar right here into the off position so it doesn't have water coming out there. And originally my idea is to put a small sprayer down here so you can just spray your feet off, as opposed to one right here, but I don't have one for down there right now. I might actually get something up here that lets me control both of these from the very top, because I know they make those. Anyways, another project down. It's been an interesting day, a lot of cool stuff going on, trying to fix, repair, and modify some of the projects we have around here. So yeah, this was a fun one. It's pretty easy. PVC pipe is always a little fun and interesting to deal with because it takes some thought, it takes some planning, and it takes just a little bit of skill, but overall, it's pretty easy to work with. Anyways, guys, if you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again soon.